Of course this is really me. They're going to make me do this. This is so ridiculous. Just relax. It'll be okay. Don't stress out over small stuff, Evan. Don't stress out over small stuff. Oh no. Oh my God, this is so ridiculous. Okay, let's do this. No, we're good. I think it's going to be about 23,000 right now, so let's record 23,000. Okay. All right, short-term reserves. Let's just keep these numbers. CDs. 52125 is the same. I really should record the number that it will be once it matures. Yeah, that would make more sense. It's going to take a little bit more time to do that, but that makes sense. Yeah, let's do that. So what I need to do is go to Alley Bank. Alley Bank, Alley Bank, Alley Bank, Alley Bank. This is where you have your 2 CDs. Come on now. You can do it. Put in the password. Oh yeah, this one you have to do this way. You got it, you got it, you got it. You're gonna choose that. Now, how do I figure out how much interest these CDs will have? It should tell you when they mature. They do mature at different times, but they all mature within a few years. Okay, here they are. So I have the numbers of interest accrual, which is 3,600. However, you have an 18-month CD. That's the 27,000. Let's do that one first. I want to know what it will be worth at maturity, not the current redemption. It says total projected interest. That's what I want. I think. Let's just make sure. $27,875 is what you opened up the CD, plus 2178. Yeah, that's exactly right. Total projected interest, because it was an 18-month CD. So you're going to record $27,875 plus 2178. So it will be worth. You need to break these CDs down, not the total of both of them. let's do this. CD1. When you opened it, it was 27,875. When you close it, it'll be 30,053, and the interest rate was 5.02. That was pretty darn good in the beginning of January of 2024. Not bad at all. CD number 2 at Alley. You opened it 52,125. So we need to go back. Now this CD is a 3-year CD. It does not mature for a little bit longer. The interest rate was lower. It does not mature until 27. The total redemption, no, the total projected interest, that's a lot, $7,000 in 3 years. So 52,125 plus total projected interest of $7,028. So that'll be worth 59,153. 59,153. So it's almost like these numbers of short-term reserves, your total number will be including the redemption amount, or the, yeah, at the end of the life of the CD, because you're not going to close them early. All right, I bond 2 CDs. What else? You know what's interesting? You were accruing money into the money market. Then you purchased a CD at your credit union. That's exactly what you did. But the beginning amount was 2,161. However, what you need to do now is go to your credit union and we're going to put in you bought a 3-year CD. The maturity date is August of 2027, so you purchased it in August of 2024. Yes. Where can you find, I don't know if it's going to show like the other one did. It must. I never saw it before, though. Goodness, the dividends on that is about $100 a month. Pretty darn good. Analytics. Will it tell me? Certificate details. I wonder if it's going to give me, it should. I want to know what that's, how much that's going to be in 2027. I'm not sure if this is going to show like the other one did. The dividend rate is 3.950. Yeah. I'm not seeing anywhere that tells me how much it's going to be. Why is that? Well, now you have a dilemma. Dilemma. I guess you could probably figure it out. But I want to know. These are the things that drive me crazy. But this is what got you where you are, Evan, so always be on top of your money. It's not going to show anywhere. Oh, I know. I know how to do this. Okay, you opened it. It was $30,377. $30,377, and this is where it gets interesting. With interest rates, is it the dividend rate is 3.950. 3.950. So if you go to dinkytown.net, let's open up another browser. Open up another browser. It's going to take a while to get used to this. Laptop. Exit full screen. Open up a browser. And we're going to go to... Good thing you saved all these links. Dinkytown. Where's Dinkytown? Dinkytown. Here we go. Love dinkytown.net. Financial calculators. You're going to go to a CD calculator. I remember doing this before. Savings calculators. Yes, because a CD is a savings vehicle. Now scroll down. Not a CD ladder, certificate of deposit calculator. That's what you want, right? Yeah. Open that up. Here we go. Initial deposit. $30,377. 377. How many months? $36, right? Yeah. That's 3 years, isn't it? Last time I checked. Interest rate 3.950. You know, sometimes the interest rates are different on CDs. Remember, you've got like the APR or whatever. Anyway, this is probably what it is. Okay. Okay, that CD will be worth $34,120. So CD3 at your credit union, begin amount 30,377. End amount, no, yes, 34,120. Now again, even though this is in the end of 2024 column, for the CDs it's the maturity date. Perfect. Okay, I-bond CD 1, 2, and 3 complete. I think. No? Okay, now we need to go back to Alley Bank. Do you still have that open? No. Now we need to analyze money, 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 money. Relax, relax. Now we go, the only place to go that's left for short-term reserves is your savings account. The current savings account balance, believe it or not, $36,500. However, you created buckets. I love Ally Bank. You can create buckets. You've got your Chase credit card. You're holding $13,875 to pay off that credit card in March. It's 0%. That's why this money is here, to pay that off. So it's not savings, it's just sitting there to pay that off. Plus, you have a little bit more money accruing, which is why you created a second bucket. Right now it's 0, but you will transfer money into there because you're holding some extra money that you spent for groceries, etc. on that card to close out 2024. You also put in $943 for your cruise in February. That's on a different credit card with Wells Fargo at 0%. That's going to be 0%. That's your credit card for 2025. You have $11,000 to go to put on there. Your other bucket says core savings, $21,686. Savings account. See, it was 2161. Okay, you have to think about this. It was 2161, but that money went into the CD at your credit union. So 2161 is part of the 30,377. So you need to take that away, I think. Wait a minute. Oh, Evan, why do you put yourself through this? You need to get out there and start walking. Okay. What do we know? We know that the ending balance of the savings account is what it is, and it's $21,686. Yeah, that's okay. That number, that's okay. Even though it began with this, we know we started with 102,261. Right? Right. What did you end with? 23,000 I bond, 30,053 CD1, 59,153 plus 34,120 plus 21,686 is 168,012, which, when you go back to your spreadsheet, you thought you would have 159 minus 168. What's going on? Oh, wait. Okay, the number for your total short-term reserves going into retirement includes paychecks from January 2025, which is not 2024. That's why there's a difference of 9,000. About 679. Okay, the reason it's 9 is because these are inflated numbers. You're putting in the interest before they mature. What is that differential? I'm okay with the 168 number, but really, currently that would be 20,000 I bond, take away the 3, add in 80,000, that's 100, plus 3377 plus 2161. What am I doing? 132. Let's start over. What am I trying to accomplish here? It's not 168 right now. It would actually be how much less? Let's do it this way. 3,000 in that account. Oh my goodness. 2. And 7 is 9. Plus 9,000. That's 12,000. 30 to 34 is 4. Plus 4,000. That's 16,000. So really the differential is 168 minus 16 without the interest, which is 152. I'll put down 152 real. 152 plus 16 is 168. So, but, okay, that's a difference of 16,000. But you're also going to add, to anchor back to this number, you're going to have another 6,500. 16,000 is one number, 6,500 is another. 152 plus 16 plus 7? No. You have to add one and subtract another. Because you've got, we're trying to get to the end numbers. 152 plus 7 would be 159, 158. That matches that. Perfect. Cross-check complete. But with the real numbers, 168, no, 152 plus 16, so 168 plus 7, you're going to have 106, this is 175,000. After we're including the interest on the CDs when they mature, plus the addition of about 6,500 or 7,000 of money that's coming in 2025 for your paychecks and that small little bonus they're giving you. So really your short-term end number or beginning for 2025 is 175,000, right? That is correct. Okay. So we're going to use the 175. 102 minus 175, 73,000 is the number that it went up. Okay, so now what do? as you're looking at everything, if you take 1,280,950, which was your investments ending balance, plus the savings ending balance of 175, you get 1,456. 1,456. One four five six plus 200 condo 1,650. You got it, Evan. That is exactly correct. Now, the other thing you like to do is figure out the beginning balance for both numbers, which you just did, right? No. The beginning balance for both numbers was 1,134,828 for investments. Short-term reserve was 102,261. So it was 1,237,089 was the beginning of 2024, and the end is 1,456 for a difference of $218,911. 218,911 is what you call other. Yeah, it's the difference. You started 2024 with 1,237,089 as a beginning balance for saving and investing. Now at the end, with the inclusion of a little bit from January though, so it's kind of not totally accurate, but it will be, I mean, you could take away you could make that 170 for short-term reserves. Anyway, it's close enough. So the difference again, 1,237,089 minus 1,456,000 is 218,911. So what I like to do next, how did the S&P 500 do for 2024? You have a couple more days. We don't know the exact number, but why don't you Google that? Relax. How did the S&P 500 do for 2024? I know we still have holy cannoli. Is that right? I don't know what that number is. Okay. It says 32.06. For a 1-year return. Is that right? I'm seeing lots of different numbers here. Is it 27%? What's that thing you use every year, Evan? S&P 500 year-to-year returns. I used to be able to find like a bar graph. Historical performance, Investopedia. Okay, here we go. It says 27%. I'm going to use 27%. Is that right? We have 2 more days left, but roughly, I'm going to use 27% in my analysis here. So let's say the S&P 500 is 27%. We don't know that final number, which, remember, you had said it was over 20, and it sure is. My portfolio, however, is balanced, stocks and bonds. If I had 100% stocks, which I don't, I've got lots of bonds, and I have cash, which offsets it as well, but just for a rough analysis, handcuff analysis, is that what they say? I don't know. 27. So what's 27 divided by 2? $13.5. But you're not 50-50. You're 60-40-ish. So I'm going to use a 15%. I'm going to bump it up a little bit. To see if, now the last thing I do, I like to go back to dinkytown.net, go to a savings calculator just to do a rough calculation. Compound savings calculator. Let's reverse engineer, shall we? I like to reverse engineer at the end of the year to see that if we started with 1,237, 1,237,000, we're going to put in 1 year. We're going to put a rate of return of approximately 15%. Adding in, oh, here's what we have to figure out. And by the way, this is the last time, Evan, you will do this as far as what did you contribute into these accounts? Well, remember you wrote that down over here. For investments, you put in 17,000. So me money, 17. Investments, what about short-term reserves? Boy, that's harder to figure out. Because you're putting in the additional monies from your first 2 paychecks. Goodness. Well, this is just going to be a rough number. Well, if you had 102 and you end with 175, 73,000, all of that was your money. It's inflated though, because you put in the interest. But you do want to calculate that, don't you? Not really. No, you have to back it out because that interest doesn't come all in 2024. It comes in subsequent years. So let's just go ahead and back it out. Minus 3 for the I bond, 3 for CD1. Remember, CD2 is like 7. Take out 7. Then you get to 60. Yeah, you put in about 60,000 plus the 6 from the paycheck. So you contributed $66,000, which is about right. Remember, because every year you were saving 70% of your income. It was either going into investments, savings vehicles. It was always right about that number. That is exactly correct. Additional contributions estimate $66,000. For 1 year. Okay, according to this, if you had $1,237,000 saved for 1 year at 15%, and you added 66,000, the account balance should be 1.498, and you have 1.456. 1.456 minus 1.498 is a difference of about 39,000. Usually those numbers are a little closer. So maybe you made more like 10% or 11%. That's exactly right. 11% is pretty darn close. Let's put in 12%. See, this is how you back into it. Actually, it's 11.5%. Yep, that's exactly right. Your investments approximately made 11.5%. $1,237,000 for 1 year at about 11.5%. Adding in 66,000 gives you $1,453,000. Which is really close to my 1.456. One more thing you like to do, 12%, 11.5, 12. So for me, the percent is about 11.5 to 12%. What did you get for your 401k? Because your your Vanguard Target Fund is balanced at about 50-50-ish, 60-40-ish, 55-60, whatever. I bet you anything in your 401k, and this is the last thing you do to cross-check. Let's go to Lincoln Financial. You were just there earlier. I think you saw, didn't you see like a 9% or something? Let's go check it out. How's 10% year-to-date return? $9.65. Let's just make that 10, which is close to this 11. Close enough. Congratulations, Evan. You did it. So now, one last thing just to think about is in your 2025 planner, these are now the beginning numbers that now begin your career in retirement. No more money being added in unless you get a part-time job. If you work as a contractor, you get YouTube income. You know that you're going to be using short-term reserves for the first year. For 2025, you'll be using the savings account that you have money in right now, which is, remember, what was it? 12,000? No, 20. It's 21,686. And that's what's going to be good. Remember, you're going to put half of your need on your credit card. Then these other CDs are going to open up. However, your now withdrawal strategy will be every year you'll look at the investments. If it turns out to be a year like this and you had a lot of other, meaning investment growth, it's a no-brainer. You would want to withdraw the money from the investments because it was a good year, right? Because remember, your difference here is $218,000. Now, in a normal year, that wouldn't be that much because you wouldn't have contributed the $66,000. But there would still be other, which would be dividends and growth, unrealized gains that you could withdraw from that account to preserve the principal of the $1.2 million in investments, which is the goal. Not that you have to do that, but that's the goal. And every year, you'll cross-check. Where do you fund your years of spending money? It depends on the year prior. You live in arrears. How did 2025 do? At the end of 2025, you'll do this again. If 2025 happens to be a year where you lose money in your investments, then you're going to use these cash reserves that you have of $175,000, which will at that point be like 160 or 155, because you're going to use some of it. You're also going to need some of that money for a new car someday, emergencies, and other types of things like qualifying for health care. You're going to sell some shares from the taxable account, remember. That's why you have that taxable account. I think you shared that with your audience before, that one of the reasons you want to build, if you want to retire early, a taxable account is that it qualifies for, when you sell shares, unrealized gains, which can apply to income to qualify for healthcare credits, if those are even around in the next several years. But anyway, you want to, while you're building your wealth, create all these different buckets: pre-tax, post-tax, Roth IRA, taxable accounts, so that you can have flexibility for withdrawal strategies in the future. Okay, so I think I'm going to go ahead and get out there and start walking. You have your retirement year number 1 numbers. The finals, pretty much 1.3 in investments and approximately 175,000 in short-term reserves for really about 1.5. Adding in the condo value of 200 is 1.7, just under that. Anyway, Evan, it's time to get out there and walk. All right, let's go ahead and close down this laptop.